So we've just arrived here at Cool Farm. This is the farm where Andrew Jones and his father worked. We're here today just to go and have a little chat and let them taste some of the rye whiskey that we've made. I was thinking back to the night we were at the Coast Guard station in, I think it was about 2016, and
it would have been, aye.
And I think you were having a conversation about growing barley, and you were quite keen to think about what else you could do for Bruichladdich, and that was when we started talking about the prospect of growing rye.
Mm-hmm.
Can you remember that? Yeah?
Aye, I remember that quite well. We're just kind of looking if there was anything else that you'd be interested in that maybe hadn't been tried before here, or a kind of another crop to add into the rotation, really.
What do you think the rye has brought to your rotation and your system? What's it brought?
Well, it's working well from our point of view. I mean, the first year was a bit of a learning curve. We put a spring crop in, and I don't know if you remember, but it was nearly 6 foot tall.
That's right. Yeah.
What we've noticed is that it's not, well, the last crop didn't get any weed killer, it didn't get any fungicide. It just seems to suppress all the problems that you tend to get with barley. It's deeper rooted as well, so it seems to be aiding drainage.
Good.
And what else we've noticed is we've been kind of putting a field of rye in this year and then putting it back to barley the following year. And the barley crop following the rye has always been, we thought the first year it was coincidence, but it's always been the best crop on the farm the following year from rye. So it's doing some sort of good one way or the other. Like, you know. We're putting a lot of straw dung from in-wintered cattle back onto the fields as well, like more so the sandier fields, like these fields in here, they're very sandy, so we put that to build up the organic matter, which is working well. So it's a good mix, if you like, you know. It's all trying to, more so now we're trying to find ways of using less chemical fertilisers and whatnot, and more natural stuff, but it's not always easy, but we're just trying to do wee bits at a time rather than go all guns blazing and it fails. That's right,
yeah. And the climate, the environment we live in here, the weather can be so extreme, and we work in such a short window with the from sowing to harvest. It's such a small window, so you've got to work with the resources you have, and it is, but it's good to see that you're obviously adding other ways of input, like putting dung onto the ground, and looking at rotational crops, green crops as well, that will start to improve your soil health. You've been supplying the barley to the distillery since I think 2008, or your father started, and obviously then you've taken over the farm. And how important is that to you in terms of the relationship with the distillery? Is that something that you see that is improved, in terms of what the farm can deliver? In terms of, I know you do livestock, you've got sheep and you've got cattle and things, but to have another market, how important is it?
It's massively important, especially nowadays. The barley is just always something, even in a bad year, it's given a good return, and we need, well, as you say, we've got livestock. One of the important things we need from the barley is the straw. For in winter, and if we didn't have the barley, we'd still have the livestock, but we'd be needing to buy in straw for talking's sake. So it's benefiting that way, but it's a massive part of the farm's income now is the barley. Let's say when we started in 2008, I think it was between 10, 20 acres maximum we grew, and let's say we're now 2 or 3 acres short of 100 acres going in this year. So it's, we're 10 times the amount of barley in over under 15 years kind of thing. It has grown since we started growing barley. I think Raymond at Sunderland Farm just over the hill there, he grew barley for us, I think, in Control in 2004. But we've created that market now that I think we're about 20 growers, individual growers that are growing barley for us, and it's hugely important for Bruichladdich because buying local barley, that we know the farm where the barley is growing, we know the farmer, and having conversations like this about the importance of how we can
work a relationship that's sustainable. You know, that we're not just about, you know, it's not all about getting the huge volumes of barley, but you know, making sure that we can do what we can to help support. And I think that was quite interesting with the rye project when we started having that conversation, because you were keen to look at diversification, doing something different, and you know, we had started been thinking, well, you know, if we could create a market for another cereal like rye, that would give us a challenge in creating a new type of whiskey that, you know, again, and it's helping the planet. So, you know, it wasn't, you know, I think it wasn't a commercial decision to try and make a rye whiskey. It was more about a partnership working with you. If you could take the challenge of growing it, and then it helped your farm system, and then it, you know, then it gave us a challenge and an opportunity to create something new, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I brought some a sample of the rye whiskey. We've called it the Regeneration Project.
All right.
So this is from the first time, the rye that you grew for the very first time in 2017. This is the whiskey that's been aging at Bruichladdich.
So it's quite young still, is it?
Yeah, well, it'll just be just about 5 years now. Well, just over 5 years. And
That's good for that age, isn't it?
yeah, well, it's very smooth and very balanced. So yeah, so thank you obviously for being involved. We wouldn't have been able to create this whiskey if it wasn't for your courage and taking the risk of growing the rye.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, and it's been good, and hopefully many more years to come.
Cheers.
So that was great. Great to have a chat with Andrew. So it's really good for us as we try to be more sustainable, to have that connection with the land and the farmers and the community, to have an understanding of what's going on. The rye in particular is doing a fantastic job for the environment. You know, it's actually helping Andrew in his farming system, his rotations, which is great to see. And you know, it's very unique for us to be able to come out and actually talk to the farmers. It's actually, as distillers, it's something that's quite alien, distillers talking to farmers. It's usually the distillers would be buying their barley from the maltings, and the maltsters are the people who talk to the farmers. So for us to have that direct relationship is key, and you know, we feel closer to the ingredients that we use. For Andrew to see that the rye that he's grown in 2017 now coming to life is perfect. So thank you for joining us. It's been great to take you around and meet Andrew. If you get a chance to try the Regeneration Project, hope you got a chance to try it. It really starts to get you thinking about the whiskey and how it's been made.
That's good.
Yeah, it is. It's very good.